Fill it right up to the top with water before you empty it.
Look at how clean this is now. And it didn't take a lot of elbow grease.
Increased friction can cause the tire to overheat, which can lead to premature wear, tread separation, and blowouts.
And to help us do that, I use this little piece of yarn.
A little feedback there.
Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How are you doing there, Mike? Oh, I'm doing just fine, Mike. How about you?
Yeah, anyway. These are really cool. These are the X-Talker from Midland Radio. We got a pair of them. Cost $80 for a pair. You can get up to 5 miles range between these depending on the terrain. Seldom do you need anything like that. Even a mile is pretty regular, and that's good distance. So you could use these a number of different ways. The best way that Jennifer and I use them is when we pull into a campsite, I'll hand her one of these. She'll go stand at the back of the RV and she'll direct me in.
Let's turn it. Crank it. Looking good. Watch that front end. You're doing good. Bring her back. Take it a little to the right. Take it right. Turn that wheel. Get it right. Straighten it out. Straighten her out. Come on back. Slow down. Slow down. Stop.
Excellent, thank you.
It's called Bugs Off. This was invented in Florida for the love bugs. If you've ever been to Florida with those love bugs, boy, have they asked the right people to test this product. Number one, because our RV is covered with bugs from like 5 different states. So it's suggested that you wet it down twice before you try using this. And I think because these bugs have been on here so long, it said wet it, clean it, maybe wet it again and clean it. And I am Mrs. Clean. I like things clean. I'm very excited about a product that's going to get our vehicle looking nice and easy to get it looking nice. How clean this is now. And it didn't take a lot of elbow grease. This is a wonderful product. In fact, I think we ought to get out another sponge and Mike, both of us go after this.
Before.
This is the after, and it looks absolutely fantastic. And it wasn't that much effort. I just can't believe how exciting this is to have something that removes bugs. And it doesn't scrape or scratch your paint job or any other part of your car. We like to use the 330 rule, which is not to travel more than 330 miles in a day so that we're not too worn out, or to stop by 3:30 local time so that we can enjoy where we are, look around, have time to explore, and just enjoy. And to help us do that, I use this little piece of yarn. Using the legend on the printed map, we cut a piece of yarn that roughly corresponds to 330 miles. Then we use it to plot out how long it will take us to get to our destination. This gives us a rough idea of where we should overnight and what roads, highways, and freeways might be the routes we want to follow.
Then we pick up this book. It's the National Geographic Guide to Scenic Roads and Highways, and it's filled with photos, descriptions, cutaway maps, and scenic attractions of both very famous and not so well-known drives that we can take off the interstates. There are notes about the histories of the areas that we're visiting, driving times between different points, all sorts of helpful info about things we may want to stop and investigate as we travel through.
Here is my macerator. It is just this little round thing that fits in line with the emptying valves from the black and the gray water tank. So here is the macerator hose. It's maybe 1.5 inches wide. It's flexible. This will screw right into the dump area. There's a little cap on it. You don't want to lose that. And this is all that you have for a hose. And again, because you use the macerator, it is so simple to get all that stuff out. Put it right in like so. See how that screws in? Pull the black out. pretty much empty. Just kind of sputtering and spitting. Off goes the macerator. And we push in the gray valve again. That's how you do it. That is how a macerator is used to empty the black tank. Now let's talk about the black water tank, in particular the odors that come from that tank. We have all experienced them. To minimize those odors, the most important thing we can tell you is use enough water. Use lots of water when you flush, lots of water. And when you do empty that black tank, fill it right up to the top with water before you empty it. That will help in controlling the odors. Now, over the years, we have tried many different chemicals and many different solutions to try and minimize that odor. We have finally settled on this. This is the best we have ever found. It's called Happy Camper. It's all organic and comes in powder form. 1 scoop handles the tank up to 40 gallons. We get the tub that provides 64 treatments. It's $44 on Amazon and often sells out. But of all the products we've used over the years, this one is hands down the most effective. Now, if tire pressure is too low, too much of the tire's surface area touches the road, which then increases friction. Increased friction can cause the tire to overheat, which can lead to premature wear, tread separation, and blowouts.
So the first thing we want to talk about is knowing what your RV tire pressure should be. And then what it is. What it should be is supposed to be prominently displayed on most motorhomes on a sticker on the driver's side door jamb. The simplest way to know their current state is with one of these, a tire pressure gauge. We should all get in the habit of regularly checking our tires, especially when starting a trip.
Now, the tire gauge is something that we should all have, and we should all use it. But there is even a better way. You should have what is known as a TPMS, a tire pressure monitoring system. Some RVs come with them built in as standard equipment. We're lucky we have one that displays a readout if a tire goes too low on our RV. But if you don't have that as part of your RV, there are so many easy to add kits that we want to recommend one of those to you. A while ago I did a video review for RV.com and I showed the Tire Minder 77-6. The 6 is for 6 tires, and you can get a larger system if you need with more tires. But they work wirelessly. You screw them onto the valves of each tire, and when the pressure gets too low or too high, you'll get a warning. The system is expensive, $429. But if you don't already have a TPMS system as part of your RV safety features, this is what you want. We always travel with some little post-it notes, some sticky notes. And on them, I always write down the name of the campground that we're staying at, our site number, the campground address, and phone number. And I just put that up someplace where we can always find it. In the tenseness of an emergency, you're not going to have to fumble around trying to find all that information. You've got it written down and handy.
I want to show you a package that we picked up from our friends at Mighty Paws, which solve a lot of our problems that we have with Bo. Mighty Paws makes the ultimate travel package for dogs. 3 things that you need.
The first thing is a long lead, and this leash made out of a cloth material, it doesn't scratch, is 30 feet long. It's great when we're boondocking. I can hook it up to Bo, and I know that he's got some room to move around and not feel like he's constrained to just this little tiny area. A long lead, that's pretty cool. The 30-foot one is the one we have.
This is the second item. It's a safety harness that we could use to walk him when we want to take him out, or we can use it in the vehicle to keep him secure. You can use to hook him up to a seat belt in the vehicle, and there's also one in the front as well. Just as you wear a seat belt, we want to keep our pet safe as well.
This little strap here from Mighty Paws works with that harness to keep him connected. This part connects to the harness that he wears, and this little part with like a little carabiner, this will go right around where you have the seat belt fastened in, where it connects to the floor. So this gives him some room, and it keeps him safe when it's connected to that harness, and it's very easy to get off when you want to take him out of the vehicle.
This system from Mighty Paws is easy to connect to Bo and to our seat belt, and will keep Bo safe.
We just added this accessory ladder to the rear of our RV. Now there's a lot of reasons I need to get up on the roof to clean off the solar panels, to remove any junk, tree limbs and leaves and acorns and stuff that falls on the roof, or just to maybe sometimes in the wintertime get the snow off. So it's really nice to have. The ladder comes in 2 sections. The top is firmly attached. A lower section stores securely in a side storage cabinet. I ordered mine from a dealer and had it professionally installed. I guess the best way to do it is just to do it. So let's go have a fire and see what this thing is like.
I love it. Where has it been all my life? All my camping years out in the woods. I really like it.
And the best feature for you?
That the coals fall inward. They're not sparking out and flying all over the place. It seems a little bit safer. And I'm thinking all that heat going up, it would be easy to roast a hot dog or whatever you wanted to cook over the heat. I think that would work well. And it's just neat and tidy.
Where I really see us using this is when we're boondocking.
Oh, me too.
How many times have we been boondocking? We're someplace in the middle of nowhere and we want a fire, but it's dry, or we don't have the time to go gather stones, or we don't want to dig a hole and have to make a fire pit. You certainly don't want a fire on the open ground. So that would be a really nice place for it.
Yeah.
Just take that out and you've got a nice fire. You've got heat. I really like all of that. I think that's a really good angle. We have a fire. Let's just enjoy it.